Jakey, what's better than pumpkin?
Pumpkin.
Welcome back to My Cupcake Addiction. Today, we're still Halloweening, as you can tell by my spooky set, and I'm going to show you guys how to make a super simple dessert that feeds a ton of people. This is Halloween s'mores pie. The things you'll need for your Halloween s'mores pie, I'm going to be using graham crackers, and I've crushed mine to kind of a medium fine crush, some cream, dark chocolate, butter, and you want that melted. I definitely wanted the little PEEPS Ghosts, but I also opted for PEEPS Pumpkins because they're adorable. If you guys are not in the US, you may find it a little harder to access the PEEPS. You can just use regular marshmallows, but if you happen to get your hands on them, they make for a super spooky pie. I'm making mine in a 3-quart rectangle oven-proof container today because it's gonna have just a little bit of time in the oven. I've got my disgusting bat juice, which is actually just melted butter, and I'm just gonna pour that over my graham cracker crumbs and stir it through. I'll leave all of your quantities and conversions on the MyCupcakeAddiction.com website, and I'll leave a link to that down below. Perfect. Once I'm happy that my graham crackers and butter are completely combined, I'm gonna pour them into my large rectangular dish. I've got quite a bit of base in this recipe because it is all about those graham crackers in any s'mores recipe. Feel free to adjust it if you're using a smaller tin. And I'm pressing those down super hard so they're really nice and compacted. Try and get your little side edges nice and flat. Because this is a clear dish, you're gonna see the lines through, and I'd like it to be as nice and even as possible. This guy's gonna go off into the fridge while I organize my filling so that it starts to set up a little bit. For your filling, I'm gonna make a very simple ganache. So cream goes over chocolate. I've opted for whipping cream with dark chocolate, but you can change this up for milk. You could use semi-sweet. You could even use white if you're so inclined. That's gonna go into the microwave for 1-minute intervals. I'm gonna stir in between until it's perfectly smooth. It should only be 2 minutes, 3 at the most. This is not your traditional smooth and flowy ganache because I know that we wanna use it as a pie filling. So if it does start off a little grainy or a little chunky, keep stirring it. It's the vigorous stirring that will actually bring it from looking grainy to almost looking a little greasy, and then it'll come together as a beautiful, smooth, glossy, but really thick ganache. Who needs the gym? So after a little elbow grease, you'll see that it actually comes together still smooth, but nowhere near as flowy as a regular ganache. This is like a filling ganache. So you can bring your pie base out of the fridge, and it should be at least starting to set, which helps to avoid get too many crumbs in there. And then we pour. Try and pour it fairly evenly because even though your base is starting to set, you really don't want to be dragging those crumbs around, and you want it to hit those side walls of the dish about the same height so you end up with nice even layers when you look through the sides, especially if you're using a clear container. Beautiful. And now we line up our PEEPS. Super, super simple. I opted for a line of pumpkins, then a line of ghosts, then another line of pumpkins, then another line of ghosts until I was done, and I only picked out my best PEEPS. I know, I ate the uglier ones and I kept all of the pretty ones for my pie. Squish them up nice and close together. We have made our pie. Now just before you want to serve that, pop it off into the oven for about 15 minutes on a moderate temperature, so 350 or 175 Watch it though, because you just want your ghosts and your pumpkins to puff up slightly and brown. You don't want to make a huge big melted mess, so keep your eye on it. For reasons we will never know, the ghost faces kind of melt away in the oven, but the pumpkin faces remain whole. I know, it doesn't make any sense. But I melted down a little bit more of my dark chocolate, popped it into a zip seal bag, and just used it as an opportunity to personalize all of my ghosts. Regular ghost faces, mustachy ones, angry ones, cute ones. Pipe a few faces onto your PEEPS so that you've got the whole ghost, or leave it as just the outline if you want something a little bit easier. So that is how you make a very cute, kind of scary, but mainly just cute, super simple, Halloween-inspired s'mores pie. This is a great idea if you want to serve a bunch of people and have absolutely no leftovers with as little fuss as possible on the day of. Who wants some s'mores Halloween pumpkin pie? Me! do you want?
That.
Okay.
Oh, you look.
It's a bit stuck. Ollie?
I want the one next door.
This one?
Please. Yep. I will call my ghost Peter.
You'll call your ghost Peter? Peter, pumpkin eater? Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks very much for watching.
Bye.